The woman who understood. Civil rights activist Juliette Hampton Morgan. Juliette was born 1914 in Montgomery, Alabama. She grew up in true Southern Belle status into an upper middle class family with strong ties and connections. Juliette would graduate from Alabama University with honors at the age of 17. She would go on to become a public school teacher and the director of research for the Montgomery Public Library System. Due to suffering from high anxiety and panic attacks, she would ride the Montgomery bus system instead of driving herself. During this time, she would witness extreme discrimination towards blacks and would begin to speak out. Because her father was friends with the owner of the Montgomery Advertiser, Juliette will begin to have her opinions published in the forms of editorial letters. She would also participate in letter writing campaigns, fighting for anti-lynching legislation and the end to the poll tax. She would also be one of the few white members on Alabama's Council of Human Relations. Eventually, her views would force her to lose her job and would begin working at her local library. Things went on this way until 1955 when she wrote a letter to the editor in support of Rosa Parks. Her community was outraged. She was shunned by friends and family, was not welcome in local stores or restaurants. Her own mother called her mentally unstable, and even the mayor of Montgomery called for her to be fired. Juliette would lay low for 2 years until 1957 when a good friend of hers would speak out against violence in Tuscaloosa. She would write him a letter in support, and when that letter was published unedited, laying out her true opinions of white society in America and the local politicians, she would immediately start receiving death threats. On July 15th, 1957, a 10-foot cross would be burned in her yard by you-know-who. The following day, she would be found by her mother dead from apparent suicide. Eventually, she would be placed in Alabama's Women's Hall of Fame, and a library in her name would be dedicated to her. When asked by a friend how she became an activist, she said she saw the Jane Addams quote, "Who, if not you, when, if not now?" And she said, so I went at it. Know your history.